Welcome back to the ETF.com video series. My name is Dave Nottig, Managing Director here at ETF.com. I just wrapped up this week's ETF.com Live and had a great question, which was, what's the difference between a regular old index mutual fund and an ETF? And the answer is surprisingly simple. Often there's really no difference whatsoever. If you have, say, a Schwab ETF or a Vanguard ETF that's tracking a particular index, and that same firm has a mutual fund that's tracking that same index, chances are it's the same price and you're going to get very close to the same performance. So why would you choose one over the other? Well, different tools for different situations. If you need to trade, obviously an ETF is going to be much better. You know the price that you're going to get because you see it on screen. With a traditional mutual fund, you have to wait till the end of the day. So you put your order in at 2 o'clock, you don't really know what your price is going to be. So if you're an active investor, a trader, then the ETF is probably going to always be your best choice. If you're, on the other hand, a 401k investor, a tax-deferred dollar-cost averaging investor in a defined contribution plan, well, a mutual fund's probably going to make more sense for you there. It's hard, if not impossible, to buy half a share of an ETF. It's trivial to buy a fractional share of a mutual fund. And if you're putting a couple $100s to work in, say, 3 or 4 different funds every week, that's very hard to do without doing fractional shares, right? If it's $150 to buy one share of an ETF, that's going to be real lumpy in how you gain your exposure. So mutual funds are really a natural tool for that defined contribution investor. There's one big caveat here, though, which is with an ETF, you get a couple extra benefits. If you're in a taxable account, chances are that ETF is never going to pay a capital gains distribution. Most ETFs haven't. And that's because of the creation redemption process. So for a taxable investor, the ETF is probably going to be the right choice. And if you're mixing and matching a bunch of different investments, say you've got some individual stocks that you're looking at, maybe you have something from your company, you have some mutual funds, you have some active managers, knowing what you own can get pretty difficult. And so the transparency you get in an ETF, being able to look all the way in and see what you're getting, that can be really helpful when you're trying to analyze your positions. Thank you for joining us. I hope to see you soon on the next episode of ETF.com Live.